previous maps, a lot of play. And then Shate going to be, somehow Caviar has made quite a comeback this season. This is at least the third time we've seen it, which this is an operator that just never gets picked.
When we talked about Caveira at 6th Invitational, people laughed at us. Not anymore, ladies and gentlemen, because now we've seen Caveira picked pretty much every single day.
Curious where Shate's going to go, though. Usually roamers are going to be playing upstairs as much as possible to delay. He could hide some areas in stock here, which it looks like he's going to be doing for the moment.
What is up, bros, and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the first match of the season that happened for Penta Sports and Mocket Esports. Now, Mocket, they did really good, and you're going to see across this video that we got 12 new Pro League tips for you coming in this video from these two badass teams. And this first one, we're going to just be taking a quick look at how at the very beginning of the game, Shate was attempting to counter Lion as well as pick off a bunch of people and drain time using Caveira. Now, this isn't necessarily direct counter to Lion, but what this allows him to do is be invisible to Jackal, that dangerous Lion-Jackal combination that we always go on about. And you guys can tell too that Caveira was pretty much never picked in Pro League games before. So we can kind of see that this is a defensive response to the new Lion meta, and especially on Bank, Lion Jackal so dangerous, starting to make me want to go back and start doing more Caveira spots. I know when I first started Rainbow Six Siege videos, I was doing a lot of Caveira spots and that stuff, so let me know down below if you guys want to see a video like that. You can also check out tip number 11. We're going to take another look at how later on in this game, they also were able to avoid Dokkaebi and Lion. So if you don't want to watch the entire video, be sure to check that one out. I definitely want to help any of the Coconut Bra family that's having a difficult time and help them put up a good fight if they're having trouble with this new Lion meta.
A little bit.
Yeah, Pengu set up very, very close here on the Valkyrie. Near the desk in CCTV. Point sent to everybody as the Thermite sets up, and Pengu is ready for him. He
still
drops
goes
him
off.
dead. Somehow a second too late there on the kill, but Jonas has a bit of damage.
Alright, now moving on to tip number 2. We're going to have a couple of these throughout this video. Now this first one is going to be all about just changing your head level. Now you guys know that whenever we're aiming down sights, we're trying to keep it at head level. Of course, there's chances that people may enter crouching, even prone sometimes. But what happens even less common than those options are somebody standing higher than head level. So this spot on top of the desk that Pengu is holding is really nice. If any attacker comes walking around the corner aiming at just head level, it's going to be too low while Pengu's holding the angle and he's going to easily take him out.
Site as it does in the basement, so it's a case of like, maybe make use of it, use a castle instead, which is an interesting choice to try and reroute them.
Alright, now at the start of any games at Bank, I absolutely love to come up here and rappel, especially playing with Glaz. You can get nice lines of sight into the archives, behind the teller's desk, and all kinds of angles. Now, one thing that I did learn from the Dangleberries is if you're playing as Hibana, you can actually rappel up here and take out the hatch with the Hibana just within seconds of starting the rounds. No matter, even if it's reinforced, obviously it doesn't matter. And this is going to be a great one. I just like to open up a ton of different angles into the objectives. Even if you decide not to enter from there, it's going to be one more spot that defenders are going to have to constantly check while you make your push.
Might even see here a second line, but Junas actually getting taken down.
Cold, nicely done.
Boy.
Void even playing with the 870 on the Jaeger. Alright, what's going on here? He grabs the kill.
It worked.
Okay, that's pretty good. They paid him inside of Janitor, and now he gets taken out.
Alright, now we had a really interesting situation going on down here in the admin office and the little janitor's closet. So while you're in the admin office, you can get really nice vertical lines of sights up into the janitor's closet or vice versa. And what we saw here was the defenders actually lured them into the doorway while a defender was downstairs watching it from below. So really nice. A really good combination in roam you could do is you could even open up the hatch, and when they make a push, you could even drop down and take them out from below. I'm definitely excited to try out this little rotation combination, even if you're playing by yourself.
Nonetheless, though, enemy's going to be bringing him. He's very useful on the site. If you get control of CEO, you can start to push. And that's what they're working on right now. Lion is going to get potentially someone if they move them. Goga does.
Alright, so this is going to be one of those angles where we're going to be adjusting our head level to give us just that slight advantage we may need. You guys know that a lot of battles in Siege come down to the last second. So this angle from stock trading room is going to go all the way up to the top of Skylight Stairs. And yet again, just like we saw from the angle from Pengu in CCTV room, we're changing our head level so that when we get into this spot, we can start to pre-aim at head level while anybody that's looking around is going to be at the delay and have the disadvantage, because if they're already pre-aiming at head level, it's going to be too low yet again.
They could be risky to play, but when they catch you off guard, they really catch you off guard. So
The attacker's bomb diffuser
they're
has
making
been
sure
dropped.
to check the elevators.
Yeah,
And of course, it's a nice drop there.
It's very important to make sure.
Are they going to go for a vault drop for a B-side attack here, or just setting up for angles?
Alright, so once we get that hatch open with the Habana trick on top of the rappel that the Dangleberries taught us, this is something that I don't do enough. When I do approach this hatch drop, I always just look at it from the floor level, but that's what everybody's expecting. So just a tiny little detail that's so easy to change that especially I need to start doing is, why not just jump on the desk? Then we're going to be changing our head level yet again. Most likely they're aiming at head level on the side, and just that tiny little millisecond can be life or death.
Gets the kill on Panics, and that is your ACOG down. No more Rook to be played on Market. That would have been a pretty cheap kill there, but Shate is ready with the shield.
Alright, now I thought this one was pretty funny. Now, one, if you're able to get on top of the bomb, which can be a little bit difficult to do, you can get pretty high and you can see a little bit into the lobby. I just mainly want to cover that. Keep in mind that you can shoot over these reinforcements here in the teller's office, and you will be able to get nitro cells, smokes, all kinds of things, just depending on where you're standing. So this one right here is going to go all the way out into the lobby. So you can adjust it. You can even go stand on top of the bomb, get a deeper angle, get some easy nitro cells over, and put the attackers at danger and put a ton of pressure on them if they're just standing behind the teller's desk.
Void was a good pickup. I think playing quite well for his team here. Nice angle from down below as well. He's still at full health after those kills, which is a nice start. Pengu, though, is going to be the one to try and take down, as Goga is going to be more on a utility role here, trying to help get in and go for the plant. If they can take down Pengu, it's going to be very hard for Goga to try and plant all alone.
Alright, now we are on map number 2, and we're going to be over here on Coastline. So we're going to be taking a look at some downstairs holds while defending the penthouse. So right here, you guys see how there are 4 lights in these bathrooms right here. So the first murder hole is going to be on the left of the second to left light, and the second murder hole is going to be on the right hand side of the second to right light. Now keep in mind that you also can get nitro cells through any floor grates like this, and you guys can see these are very common entrances. And what's so good about these 4 murder holes is anybody that's approaching here is going to be very distracted by anything that's head level. A lot of times there's going to be a mira across the room from them, and they're going to have to focus a lot on the defenders that are inside of the room. So this is going to give anybody that's downstairs a big chance to take them out.
And that Glass again, hopefully going to last long enough to get another kill and put some pressure on them, but this is a different bomb site, so...
We've seen this angle being played out so well, especially by, well, Supremacy before, now Vitality.
It feels so bad when you get Glass shot in the toe and die. It's like an arrow to the knee. It's unfortunate.
Alright, so here's our opportunity as an attacker. If we know somebody's holding up in the bathrooms like we just saw from the previous tip, here's a great little angle that we can get. And especially if you're using Lion, you could even make a push right at the beginning. If you pop a Lion, they're going to be standing still. If they happen to stop in front of this drone hole, this is a very high traffic area, that's going to give you a very easy kill. You guys know they're not going to want to move. Maybe they'll go hold up and take a position inside next to this toilet right here, and they're not going to move for seconds. If anybody's in front of this drone hole, they're going to be annihilated.
And they can still use
They still have Pengu on the smoke too, so...
Yeah, which is already a very scary thing.
Counts as 2 people. At least.
Cole, but
Also-
at least Jonas will go down, and now 4 versus 1. Pengu will have to clutch this.
Alright, now there's a lot of action happening downstairs by this server entrance and toilets area. So what we saw was a really well placed mira down in the server entrance and a really nice angle coming from the attackers on the left hand side of the bed. They were able to see their feet. And I just wanted to point out that a lot of times if the mira ends up getting shot but you don't finish the kill, most likely they're going to push to this right corner. And keep in mind that you can just switch sides of the bed. You can even stand on top of the bed if you think you may be at risk of a nitro cell, and you'll be able to destroy the floor, and you can get angles down on the mira and pretty much anywhere along this wall in the server entrance.
To work an angle down that hallway. Hopefully he can provide some coverage, opening stuff up with his, clearing the barbed wire so they can start to push. But the Dokkaebi comes out along with the Lion, obviously trying to make it so they could do something together here. And the push just not coming aggressively enough. They're able to sit still, answer their phones, make a few texts as well, and no push coming in. This is where we saw last time Goga and Judas playing such a solid defense. And they know it. Enemy so hesitant now, not really playing off what they did. Second logic bomb coming out. And along with the Lion again, they're really trying to time these, but they're not pushing against it. Revan, though, does get one, and Fabian picks up panics on the trade.
Very well done here. The Ash falls for the Mute. Mute already has his stuff out, and here we go with a 1v1, and Goga nails the headshot somehow, and now shoots right at the feet of the Blitz. He takes a bit of damage, same for enemy here, but Revan from the outside coming in, takes down one, and they spot up the smoke as he runs all the way back.
Alright, so here we're going to see yet again another valiant effort on how you may be able to counter Lion, and this method is going to be using the Mute Jammer. Now, while within the range of the Mute Jammer, you can get rid of all types of pesky annoyances like Dokkaebi and even Lion. So you guys are going to see right here, she just called on the right hand side, got the signal disruptor, and I'm going to get scanned with Lion. I'm just going to back up. You can see that once I leave the perimeter of the jammer, I do get detected, but I can just go back in and then I will be safe again. So a little bit of wiggle room on this one here. And you guys could see in the previous clip that it was working in the beginning. It just got a little bit overwhelming. But while standing in the Mute Jammer, Goga was able to take out the Dokkaebi player on the other team.
Around. I want to see that.
Yeah, so it's handed over to Reddit for that. So there goes a lot of castling for that room. They want to make sure that the room stays as secure as possible right next to the hookah. We are seeing, it looks like it is hookah. No, I'm sorry, it's above hookah. I was going to say, I thought it would be odd if they're playing hookah, which is...
Alright, now moving on to tip number 12, we're going to be defending the hookah lounge and also the billiards room. And I gotta admit, this is a mira window that I have never used in matchmaking before, but I'm very curious. You definitely need to watch the push from the back, obviously, but this mira is obviously counting on people attacking from the ruins and west side spawn and entering in through the hookah doorway. I'm very curious. It seems like there's so many benefits to this mira, being able to shoot underneath, all around it, being able to cover very easily, being able to see behind these little wooden couches and also the doorway, which a lot of people are going to be coming from. Lots of advantages with this one here. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this video, but I'm curious, let me know, what do you guys think the best operator to counter or get away from Lion is? I love you guys all. I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys all very soon in the next video. Peace.